Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another live stream and welcome to all your latest Chelsea transfer news. Big up to every single one of you who is locked in right now. Make sure you're smashing the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. As always, there is plenty to dive into in regards to Chelsea transfer news. Got reports stating that Chelsea have made Tomas Araujo their priority centre-back target this summer. Chelsea also reached out and made an approach to Nick Woltemade, the 6'6" Germany international striker, and are monitoring him closely. We've also got the latest on the pursuit of Jarell Hato, Petrovic's future, Mike Mignon, Gittens, and loads more chat. So make sure you are getting involved in the chat. Make sure you're smashing the like, subscribing if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. Before I say hello to a few of you people, just a quick reminder, as always, make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description, guys. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Make sure you're looking fresh this summer and for the new season in the new Chelsea home shirt. Use code BLUEBROTHER, 20% off. Great quality, affordable prices. Get Cole Palmer 10, Liam Delap 9 on the back. Whatever you want, guys. But make sure you're looking fresh. Use code BLUEBROTHER, 20% off. Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link in the description. That is enough of that. Let's get this show on the road, chat. Let's say hello to a few people. Please not again. Rui Costa charged us a lot for Fernandes. I mean, yeah, I don't know how much he'd be worth. Oh, damn, what a time to be alive. Yeah, what a time to be alive. Yes, big up, big up. Let's wait and see, brother. Yes, hope you're doing well. Yo, what's happening? Bro, we're not crying about anything today. No crying today. We're good. Yes, big up, brother. Yes. Big yourself up, bro. Big up. Benfica going to demand like 80 mil because he extended his contract not so long ago. We're going to dive into this. Benfica could be trying to fleece us. No doubt about it. We're going to dive into that. Could well be. That German fella is just another Nicholas Jackson. We're going to get into that Nick Woltemade stuff as well. Yes, all good, bro. Hope you're doing well. Big yourself up. Araujo's been on the radar for 2 years. Yeah. Yes, big up. We have Sarr. What's the point, bro? We're looking for another centre-back. That's the point right now. Whether we've got Sarr or not, Chelsea are looking for another centre-back. Yes, all good, bro. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, big up to everyone. Let's start with that centre-back news then, with reports coming out of Portugal suggesting that Tomas Araujo is Chelsea's priority centre-back target for this summer. Now, we've had links with the likes of Mark Guehi, Jared Branthwaite, Jarell Hato, all sorts of links with centre-backs. Nothing particularly concrete whatsoever on any of them. Now, this is a report from Portugal suggesting that Tomas Araujo is now the main guy. Now, I remember we had, was it links last summer or was it links in January? It could have been the previous January. You know, yeah, it was last summer. So Tomas Araujo has been on that radar for a while, chat. It's clear that they are looking for another centre-back, and it's clear that, you know, he's been on the radar for the last 2 years. He's a very good ball-playing defender, and he can step up into midfield. That, for me, are two big traits that Enzo Maresca would absolutely love and loves in a centre-back. Problem is, though, chat, it's got a release clause of 80 million euros. So we're looking at about 65 million pounds. Are Chelsea prepared to spend 65 million pounds on a centre-back? There's an 80 million euro release clause. Are Chelsea looking to spend that much on a centre-back? He's probably going to cost you 15, 20 million pounds more, more like 15 million quid more than a Mark Guehi would, for example. It's the release clause, brother. It's the release clause. And do you know what? At some point, you have to go, do you know what? If you want a player and you want that player and you like them that much, then you have to go for it. Then you have to go for it, chat. And he did. He signed a new contract in December, as reported by Fabrizio Romano here. He signed a new contract, in December, chat. Let me just bring this up on screen now. So yeah, Tomas Araujo's new contract at Benfica until 2029, so it's got new 4-year deal. Includes a release clause worth 80 million euros. So Chelsea and PSG considered Araujo last summer. Crystal Palace sent 2 bids. I've forgotten about that. Benfica never wanted to sell him. So with PSG seemingly out of the picture because they're looking at Zabarnyi at Bournemouth. Now, if they can't get a deal over the line for Zabarnyi, don't be surprised if PSG come back and try and sign Araujo from Benfica. But I agree, bro. If you want this guy and you don't want another endless transfer saga, then just crack on with it, innit? Just pay the money. Like, if you want this guy, it is what it is. At some point, chat, if you want a player bad enough, you might have to overpay. I'm not saying you overpay for every single transfer, but what we need to realise is we are not going to be able to sign players that we want on our terms every single time. And sometimes, you know, if you really want someone, you just got to accept, you know what? We are going to overpay slightly, but we really want this player and we feel he's going to be worth it. Because otherwise, if you try and get every single deal on your terms, you're not going to fucking get anyone. You're just going to be pissing about, wasting everyone's time and allowing other clubs to come to the table. And we don't want other clubs coming to the table. I mean, I'm not saying we've got a free run on Tomas Araujo, by the way, chat, but if we don't start acting fast, then we could get fucked about. We could get fucked about, chat, you know, and that's not what we're looking for. So whilst I'm never for saying just pay whatever any club wants for every single signing, sometimes we're like, yeah, just get if you want this guy, activate the release clause, pay the release clause in installments, and let's get a fucking move on. Let's step to it, people. Let's step to it and let's get it moving, chat. Because otherwise, we're just going to end up in a situation where yet another signing passes us by. We do always try lowballing. We do. And look, obviously you always go in a bit lower and work up and try and meet in the middle. But there's lowballing and then there's lowballing. I thought we took the piss with the Manyan deal. But yeah, Araujo, I'm not sure how much negotiation there is to not pay the release clause. Could we pay a little bit more with the release clause like we've done with previous transfers to get a more favourable payment structure? Yeah, we potentially could do that. But again, we know from the Enzo Fernandez saga that Rui Costa is notoriously difficult to deal with and drives a hard bargain and gets what he wants. So so if you think you're going to negotiate Rui Costa significantly down, then I think we are very much mistaken. But yeah, this is, I mean, if you've not seen it, chat, this is the front page of a Bola in Portugal today. Araujo to Chelsea, or Araujo top Chelsea target. Bro, I don't trust. You noticed, right? And I said this the other day. The only deal we've managed to do this summer so far was a release clause deal, and it was 30 million quid. There was no negotiating. Munyan we couldn't do. Gittens we didn't close in time. I think we'll still get Gittens done. But you notice, like Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, we were negotiating for so long and negotiated so badly that we had to send in Egbali to finish the job. The same with the Mudryk deal. We had to send Egbali in to finish the job. We had to send in the big man. Like, these directors are not closing shit. They're not closing deals, chat. You know? Any deal for a top player either gets fumbled or we have to send in the big boss to do it. Like, if you've got directors that can't close big deals, that's a major issue, chat. A major issue. And there's no getting away from it. There's no hiding from it. So Chelsea games will be on Channel 5, some of them, and on DAZN. And they're all free on DAZN. You don't need to subscribe to DAZN. Go on DAZN, set up an account, and they're free to air on DAZN and on Channel 5. So yeah, you will be able to watch all those games, chat. You'll be able to watch all those games. No, bro, I just don't think they're respected full stop, if we're being totally honest. I don't think they're respected full stop. Bro, of course I do. But if I didn't love the club, I wouldn't be chatting about them on YouTube every single day. I wouldn't be following them to every single match up and down the country, year in, year out, spending a lot of money doing it. So, yeah, I do say a lot of positive things about Chelsea. But right now, like with the way that we've acted over the past 10 days in that first window, was not particularly positive. So it is what it is. You've got to be balanced and you've got to be fair. And I feel that I am. If you think it's overly negative, then that's fair enough, no problem. But when things are good, I am positive about things. I am positive about things. By the way, chat, 165 in the building, only 47 likes. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds. So, yeah, run it up, run it up. Let's get this over 100 likes, chat. Light work. What else is being said in the chat? We'll get to the Woltemade stuff in a sec. I think a centre-back is easier to get than a winger this window, so I don't understand why they don't progress with that. I don't know if it is. I think it's very easy to do a deal for Jamie Gittens. Very easy to do a deal for Gittens, guys. And I think we're going to go back to the table for Gittens. I think they're going to go back to the table for Gittens. So, yeah, that Gittens deal will get done. The Gittens deal will get closed. Obviously, he won't play in the Club World Cup. For us, he's already named in the Dortmund squad, meaning he can't play for us in the Club World Cup. So, yeah, any move for Gittens would see him play. Well, probably for us, not until August. Not until August, which is mental. But there we go. But Gittens will get done. Gittens will get done. I mean, yeah, it's mental that, isn't it, brother? Mental. I mean, yeah, you would have thought we'd got an extra. You wouldn't have thought we'd got an extra 100 million for qualifying for the Champions League, but we're skimping over 4 million for Mignan. Mental, chat. Mental. That's fake news. Well, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, no, we definitely need a centre-back. Look, a centre-back is more important than another centre-forward right now. I absolutely agree on that. A centre-back is much more important than another centre-forward right now. So, yeah, there we are. But that is the latest on Tomas Araujo. Is that, yeah, according to reports in Portugal, Chelsea have made him their number one target. Now, we know that we've been exploring Araujo for a good couple of years now. He's been on the radar for a while. I wouldn't be surprised to see us go in for him. But if we're prepared to spend 80 million euros on a centre-back, then that's the one bit that I'm not entirely convinced on. Are we prepared to spend that much money on a centre-back? I don't know if we are. But for me, if we're bringing a centre-back in, chat, then we are looking for someone to go into the starting 11. We're looking for someone to go into the starting 11. And Araujo would tick that box. So would Mark Guehi and potentially others. But in terms of, I mean, Matt Law was talking about centre-backs. Let me just find it, guys. Matt Law was talking about centre-backs on the London is Blue podcast. Let me just find it quickly. So this is what Matt Law said. Bro, Kante is going to go on a free to Real Madrid, most likely. So this is what Matt Law said. They are not desperately looking for a centre-back at the moment. So look, we know that a main priority right now is a left winger. So they're not looking for a centre-back at the moment, but they're more interested in the left side. I think someone like Hato at the moment is more likely. And I would agree with that as well. A left back and the left side of defence right now is far more important, guys, than signing a centre-back. Nah, bro, this is a Kante shirt. Respects our GOAT. the legend. This is a Kante shirt. I'm not just wearing a random Al Ittihad top for no reason. This has got number 7 N'Golo on the back. The legend. So yeah, we got a rep Kante. For some reason, I didn't get a Kante Chelsea shirt, so the next best thing was this one. The next best thing was this one, and it's my boy N'Golo on the back. But yeah, it looks like I'm doing up Hull City, but I'm not doing up Hull City. Yeah, N'Golo Kante on the back. Of course, it had to be done. It had to be done. Well, no, not at the moment. That doesn't mean, by the way, that won't change. And also, chat, apologies if you can hear like noise outside. There's a lot of roadworks going on. They're installing fucking speed bumps right outside the house, literally right outside the house. So apologies if there's any background noise. You can hear a load of machines and shit, but they're installing fucking speed bumps, which is proper loud. So apologies for that. I'd rather spend 80 mil on Branthwaite. Bro, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be spending no 80 mil on Branthwaite. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So yeah, look, this does make sense. By the way, I'm not saying everything Matt Law says is gospel, by the way, chat, but this does make sense. You know, because we've had literally hardly any links to centre-backs, right? Hardly any links to centre-backs. And I suspect we're more looking for a left side. There's no backup for Cucurella at the Club World Cup. None. No backup for Cucurella at the Club World Cup, which is not good. The guy's played non-stop for the last couple of years. We need some backup for him. But we're not obviously not going to get it. We're not going to get it for the Club World Cup. Hato would be a great signing. As we discussed on yesterday's show, the left-back market is pretty grim. There's not a vast array of options. So I look at it and I think, yeah, we need to step up here. We need to step up and get this deal done for Hato. And look, I know that he's 19, but the guy's played over 100 games for Ajax. He's got European experience. He's a Dutch international already. And this is a signing that I would be fully on board with, you know, because this is not just an ordinary teenager. This is someone, as I said, over 100 games for Ajax, European experience. He's a full Dutch international. So it's slightly different than just signing like an ordinary teenager. Hato wouldn't play in the Club World Cup. Well, he could if we signed him before July 3rd. We could register him for the knockout rounds, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case or not. Anthony Robertson, very good player. Unfortunately, though, don't reckon he's going to leave Fulham, and he would cost you an arm and a leg compared to a Hato. And again, we know that Hato ticks all the recruitment boxes for Chelsea. That's the reality here. So whether we like it or not, so let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, no, we do need someone who. Yeah, we do. We don't want it. We don't want someone that's like nowhere near as good. There needs to be someone on a similar level. I actually think Araujo might not. How old is Tomas Araujo? Let's have a quick look, chat. Tomas Araujo is. Oh, he's actually 23. So that's more towards. Yeah, that's more towards the older end of the scale for us, chat. More towards the older end of the scale. Nah, Chile's done because we don't want his wages on the books anymore. We don't want Chile's wages on the books, chat. So yeah, he's done and dusted. He 100% is Romeo done. He'll be leaving. I don't know who's going to take him, but he will be leaving. So yeah, let's let's wait and see. But yeah, look, that's kind of the latest of the centre-back situation. Reports in Portugal saying Chelsea have made Tomas Araujo their number one target. Matt Law saying we're not actively looking for a centre-back right now at the moment. The left side of defence is far more important. And I would agree on that. I would absolutely agree on that. So let's hope we start getting some movements in regards to Hato soon. We know that Arsenal are also interested in the player, which is not ideal, but Arsenal are also interested in the player. By the way, chat, there's 228 in the building. Keep smashing that like button. Keep subscribing if you are new round here as well. We're on the road to 20k now, chat. But first stop is 17k. Less than 200 subs to go. So please keep smashing the subscribe button if you're new round here. I'd really, really appreciate that, guys. I'd really appreciate the support. There must be some people not subscribed. So yeah, run those likes up and subscribe, guys. I don't want to think about that, to be honest. I don't want to think about that. Yes, run it up, run it up. Yeah, I mean, look, Ish Samuel Smith is a possibility. Someone that Chelsea has said to rate. But he's not gone. He's not been put in the Club World Cup squad, even though we only filled 28 of the 35 spaces. I mean, I haven't looked, but there's a possibility that he could be on England's youth duty. He could be on England youth duty. I don't know if that's for certain. I know he's not with the 21s, but he could be. He could be somewhere else. He could be with a younger age group, 19s or something. I don't know for certain, but that was a bit of a strange one, bro. I'd actually love that. It would be so good to see Man United mudded. It would be so good to see those Man United ones mudded. No, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I get the feeling, chat, that other teams are taking this Club World Cup a lot more seriously than what we are. Taking it a lot more seriously than what we are. That's the feeling that I'm getting, guys. That's the feeling I'm getting. But yeah, that is the latest news, guys. In regards to a centre back. But yeah, Jarrell Hato, that would be big. That would be big. If we can do it. And I just think we've got to wake up and just crack on with this shit. We really need to crack on with this. We need to crack on with this. We need to make the most of it. And we really need to stop fucking about. Yeah, I know, because they're way too expensive. But even now, they've dropped the prices to like $50. And still, they're not selling them out. The problem is, though, is that they're putting games between bang average sides in massive stadiums, knowing they're never going to sell out. Why are you putting Inter Miami and Al Ain, the Egyptian side? Why is that game being put in a 60,000 seater stadium? You're getting nowhere near even selling half of that for that sort of game. And the Messi effect is not going to get you to sell out 60k seats for Inter Miami against an Egyptian side. It's just not going to do it. I mean, if the flights were cheaper, I would have gone out this summer, and I probably should have planned it a bit better, because now I'm a bit disappointed. Would have been great to head out to Miami and live it up, but we'll be here. We'll be here instead. We'll be here instead. We'll be here instead, chap. But yeah, that is where we're at. Nusa is a baller. We've been linked with him before. Let's move away from defensive targets then, chat, because we had news that Chelsea made an inquiry, or they reached out, they approached, whatever terminology you want to use. And this is from a German reporter for Bild. Chelsea reached out. Let's bring his actual tweet up, because this will be slightly better. Here we go. Translate post. So before the start of the under-21 Euros, which was a couple of days ago, Chelsea approached Nick Woltemade. The English club stated that they were closely monitoring the striker and were exploring the contractual situation. Talks between Stuttgart and Woltemade's side will begin next week. The topic, a salary increase. Woltemade scored a hat-trick, by the way, for the German under-21s in their first game of the tournament. He's also a full Germany international. He's actually 23, bro. Woltemade is actually 23. I looked it up. He is actually 23. I did check this. He's a unique profile, by the way. The guy's 6'6". So he's like a German Peter Crouch, basically. But he scores a lot of goals, chat. He does score a lot of goals. Let me just bring his transfer marked up, because Woltemade, Nick Woltemade. Yeah, he is, chat, he's 23. He's 23. He's a full Germany international. I still don't understand how you can be 23 and still play for the 21s, but it's obviously your age at the start of the qualifying process. He's a centre forward. He can also play as a second striker. 6'6". He's got 3 years left on his contract with Stuttgart. They'd obviously love to extend it. And yeah, he scored 12 goals in 28 Bundesliga appearances, 5 goals in 5 games in the German Cup as Stuttgart lifted the DFB Pokal. So yeah, 20 GA and 33 appearances. I like him. I do like him. You know, he's such a unique profile. 6'6", good finisher. Actually got a really good touch for a big man. And I know that's can be a bit, you know, not offensive, but he's got a great touch for someone who's so tall. He's got quick feet. He's a really intriguing player. And as someone in the chat has said, like, if you could, like, imagine bringing on Woltemade for like the last half hour, 20 minutes or whatever. Imagine chucking Woltemade on for the last half hour, 20 minutes. I mean, that would be great, wouldn't it? It would be great. Stuttgart aren't going to want to sell. He's still got 3 years left on his deal. So, for me, guys, I don't see how Stuttgart aren't in a position where they need to sell. Stuttgart aren't under pressure to sell, and they could absolutely, you know, demand top dollar. You know, they could demand a lot of money for him. I think if Chelsea went for Woltemade, it's going to cost you at least £50 million. It's going to cost you at least 50 M's. I don't see them selling for any less than that. Yes, big up, brother. Hope you're doing well. I don't see them selling for any less of that. No, it's not about his height. It's a unique profile, an interesting young player, got talent. He's a goal scorer. But I'm not shouting from the rooftop saying, "Oh my God, we've got to do this." But it would be an interesting signing. You know, he's a unique profile. He definitely gives you something totally different to anyone else out there. And he can also play as a second striker. I think he's had a lot of injuries. Let's have a look. I mean, he played 28 games in the Bundesliga last year. I mean, it doesn't scream injuries to me. Injury history. How many injuries did he have this season just gone? Mate, he literally missed 1 game last season with illness. In the 23-24 season, he missed 1 game with a back problem. The only major injuries he's had were in the 2021 season, where he missed 11 games with a ligament tear. And then he missed 19 games in the 21-22 campaign, where he had foot surgery. So really, in the last 2 seasons, he's missed 2 matches. So I wouldn't say he was injury prone. I would not say that Woltemade was injury prone. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. By the way, chat, keep smashing those likes. We're on 100. We're on 90 likes. Let's get this up to 100 likes, people. Run it up. Run it up. You know, run it up, chat. Really important to get these likes up, because it massively, massively helps me out. More than you can believe. So make sure you are smashing the likes. Run them up, run them up, run them up. Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely the ability there. There's definitely the talent there. There's all sorts there. And he does obviously tick the recruitment box for Chelsea. I mean, Woltemade himself has actually commented on these reports linking him with Chelsea. Let me just bring his comments up. I think something like this is part of it. It would not be optimal scouting if a club did not have this on its notes now. So I mean, on their radar. Maybe I'm not thinking about my future right now. Fair enough. I think it's quite normal for Chelsea to be looking at players, but the fact we reportedly approached him means there's obviously some sort of interest there, chat. There's clearly some sort of interest there, and that's going to be. Yeah, that is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, he's 23 years old. 23 years old. 23 years old. But yeah, I mean, look, Woltemade, potential again. Is he a top striker? No. Has he got the potential to be a top striker? Potentially, yes. I mean, let me see if I can find out any more info on this Woltemade. I mean, he's a goal machine. There's no doubt about it, particularly at under 21 level for Germany. He's got good link-up play, movement, good positioning, aerial threat, hold-up play. You know, he's definitely someone to watch, chat. He's definitely someone to watch. And I actually think he scored more goals last season in the Bundesliga than Sesko. I actually think he scored more goals than Sesko in the Bundesliga last year. And like, he's got all the technical attributes that a striker his size shouldn't have. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see. Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, this is what he said. This is a more accurate representation. But yeah, he basically defies all physics and everything you'd expect of a player like him, because he's the complete opposite of what his profile and his frame and his physicality would suggest the sort of player that he is. You know, he's basically got the Peter Crouch height with all the ability of someone so technical. He's got no right to have the technique and the technical ability that he has for a player his size. It's honestly mental. It's honestly mental. Yeah, there's no way he'd be 100 million euros, I wouldn't have thought. But then again, you look at it, Stuttgart will be thinking, well, if Frankfurt are charging 100 million for Ekitike, then we can definitely charge 100 million for Woltemade, because he's got 3 years left on his contract. They're not in a position where they need to sell. So unless he says that he wants out, then it's going to be difficult. But anyway, so Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, the latest club to inquire about Nick Woltemade. Woltemade after his hat-trick last night. I think that's part of it. It wouldn't be good scouting if a club didn't have me on their radar right now. Would you want to go to Chelsea? I'm not thinking about my future right now. I'm now the national team. I'm having a lot of fun, and I just scored 3 goals. Oh, bro, Woltemade over Ekitike, if it's cheaper, I just think in general as well. Yeah, he bagged a Hattie first game for the 21s in that tournament last night. He did bag a Hattie. So, yeah. He bagged a Hattie, chap. Let's wait and see if we go for him. I think his future could be an interesting one to watch over the course of the summer, guys. An interesting one to watch over the course of the summer. But yeah, we're gonna wait and see, guys. I wouldn't be against this, but I'm not like, oh my god, we must do this. We need to put everything into the Woltemade basket. I would be more than happy to see us do this, but I'm not going to be losing any sleep over it if we don't. Is he better than Sesko? I don't really know. But yeah, I think we could have more success with him than Benjamin Sesko, who he's probably quite similar to in terms of stature, height, that sort of thing, guys. But we will see. But in terms of strikers, though, Matt Law again has been speaking about strikers on his special on the London is Blue podcast. Let's find it. Oh, this is it here. So if a club did come in with a big bid for Jackson, that would give them a decision to make. But unless a club comes in for Jackson, I think they're gearing up for Delap and Jackson to be the number 9s. So this makes it seem like right now that Chelsea aren't planning to sign another out-and-out 9. They are looking for more of a versatile forward because they are basically planning for Delap and Jackson to be the 9s. That, for me, I don't know how I feel about that. I just think it's a bit concerning, I'll be honest, guys. I just think it's a bit concerning. I just think, yeah, it's a bit concerning. It's a bit concerning that, because I just think you need more than that. You do need more than that, in my opinion. So he says that there, right? I mean, look, I hope Delap does the business for us, guys. I really hope Delap does the business for us, but there's no guarantees that he will, and it's a lot of pressure to put on someone who's had one season in the Premier League, just one. It's a lot of pressure to put on someone. A lot of pressure. Yeah, potentially as an out-and-out striker. Yeah, so obviously we've got that news there. And then there was further news more about... Yeah. So obviously we know we're looking for a winger, but we're looking for a versatile forward as well. So they are looking for a versatile forward, which is why they're interested in Ekitike. He can play as a striker, with a striker, in a variety of different sort of striking roles. And Joao Pedro, they have shown an interest in him, and that Joao Pedro stuff has calmed down now. I think Woltemade is the same. He can play as a striker, can play with a striker, and he can play in a variety of different striking roles. If that's what they're looking for, this absolutely makes sense why we've supposedly made an approach to Woltemade, because he ticks those boxes. Can play as a striker, can play with a striker, and can play a variety of different striking roles. That, for me, that must be one of the reasons why we've identified Woltemade. And I'd much rather have a Nico Woltemade than an Ekitike. Although I couldn't be certain how much they're going to cost. But these are sort of names we've obviously worked like looking at, chat. Ekitike, Woltemade, Kudus, Rogers. These kind of players, good ball carriers in the final third. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for ball carriers in the final third, chat. That is exactly what we're looking for. By the way, guys, keep smashing the like button. There's 258 in the building. Only 105 likes. Get these likes up to 150, chat. Come on, keep smashing the like button and keep subscribing if you are new round here. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's run these subscribers up. Nah, Somerville, no. We were linked with him last summer, guys. But no, I'm not a Somerville guy. A Tesco Bellingham. Rogers. I don't know. Rogers could be an interesting one. Villa might have to sell one big player. They might have to sell one big player. I don't actually know if that's true. There was literally one report in Saudi Arabia from a from an outlet called Al Riyadh. I don't know if it's an accurate outlet at all, but no one else has reported it. No one else has said anything about Duran's future. I would be very, very surprised if Duran left Al Nassr this summer. I'd be very, very surprised. But you never know in football, but I would be very surprised. I personally don't see that. I personally don't see that being the case. Problem is, though, we need to stop acting like we know what players' attitudes are like. None of us know these footballers. None of us know them. So when people talk about attitude issues or supposed attitude issues, I'm not sure how much I believe it, because we don't know these people at all. We've got absolutely no idea. Again, that's not true either. He lives in Riyadh. I've got mates who live in Riyadh who knows where his house is. Like, he's not that myth was debunked as well. People legitimately thought he was traveling to and from Bahrain. Of course he wasn't. But yeah, this is clearly yeah, you can. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. And he is. So he is doing that. You are allowed to do that. Bro, they're allowed to do that. They make exceptions for footballers. If you honestly think Duran is living in Bahrain, then you believe anything. He's literally come out himself and said that he's not living in Bahrain. Anyway, well, I don't know why we're discussing where Duran lives. It really doesn't matter that. I mean, I don't care where he lives. But he's not. What I'll tell you is he's not commuting from Bahrain. No, I've got a few friends out there that know a few bits and pieces. Nothing transfer wise, but yeah. I promise you, Duran's not living in Bahrain. No, he's not. He's missed 2 games in the last 2 seasons. He's not injury prone at all. He really isn't. He really isn't. A system change to what, though? A system change to what? I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few tactical tweaks this season. That wouldn't be a total surprise. It really wouldn't be. I could see there being a few tactical tweaks, no doubt about it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it's clear that an out-and-out striker is probably not arriving, chat. Is probably not arriving, but more of a versatile forward, a good ball carrier in the final third. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. This is definitely one to potentially be excited about which player we might get. But it's clear, Gittens for the left wing, and then we're looking for one of those versatile attackers that is basically going to be a replacement for an Nkunku and a Felix in the squad. That's where we're at with this. So left wing Gittens, and then we're looking for a versatile forward to be an Nkunku Felix replacement. That's the way that I'm reading this right now. That's the way that I see this right now. Bro, Osimhen's not coming. We need to stop that chat. Gyökeres, I don't really know why no one is seemingly interested in Viktor Gyökeres. I really don't. I really don't know why no one is seemingly interested in Gyökeres. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense at all. But It is what it is. But yeah, so that's the latest on the forwards, chat. That's the latest on the forwards. I mean, Romano did provide a quick update on Gittens, saying that Chelsea are expected to submit a new proposal pretty soon. We know that personal terms are all agreed on a 7-year deal at Stamford Bridge. So, yeah, this Gittens thing will get done. It's just a question of when, not if. And let's get into a few other bits that Matt Law's been speaking about, chat, because he's given us some updates on goalkeepers. We've got a little bit of information on Munyan and a bit more information on Petrovic and the situation surrounding him. So, I'm told that they still have an eye on the goalkeeper market, and Munyan wasn't the only one they were interested in. No, Nkunku's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah, Paez is going to Strasbourg on loan. Yeah, so Paez is not going to the World Cup. He's going to Strasbourg on loan. And yeah, this would make sense that they're looking. Is not the only one they're interested in, because I can tell you who the other one they're interested in. And this is no ITK knowledge, this is no nothing. But I think we can pretty safely assume, guys, that James Trafford at Burnley, former Manchester City Academy goalkeeper, is without doubt another name they're interested in. You just know it. You just know that is 100% one of the names that we're interested in. You just know it, guys. And no, I don't think we are getting Munyan. I think the only way we get Munyan is if Milan drop their price, or if we agree to sign him on a free, or if we agree to sign him on a free. But this makes sense, you know. We're obviously looking at other keepers, and I mean, look, I don't know. No other keepers have been mentioned, but I think it's safe to assume, guys, that James Trafford is more than likely going to be one of those players for sure. No, I don't think so. I mean, I've got absolutely no idea, but I don't think so. Yeah, no, look, he had a good season last year. Burnley were outstanding defensively. I think Trafford kept 29 clean sheets in the Championship, which is ridiculous when you think about it. But last time he was in the Premier League, chat, he got dropped partway through the season for Burnley under Vincent Kompany. And he was replaced by Muric. So it wasn't a good season last time out in the Prem for him. Bro, I unfortunately think this is the case as well. But yeah, so that's the latest on that. But the Petrovic stuff is more interesting because Matt Law has said that Petrovic went to Chelsea. I mean, apparently he's attracting interest from Galatasaray. So this is Matt Law's information. About 3 weeks ago, Petrovic basically said, if I'm to come back and play for Chelsea, I want to be guaranteed that I'm the first choice. I now consider myself a first choice goalkeeper. Excuse me. Oh, God. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, to be honest. No, I wouldn't. And you know what? Fair play to him, because he was excellent at Strasbourg, established himself as a top goalkeeper, and he absolutely should be a number one. And it's clear that Chelsea are either planning to sign someone they think is better than Petrovic, or they don't believe that Petrovic is better than Sanchez. Don't believe that Petrovic is... So Basically, I support Petrovic in this because he's more than good. If Chelsea don't sign another goalkeeper, Petrovic is more than good enough to be the number one. More than good enough to be the number one. And he's got every right to demand to be a number one. And if Chelsea say they can't give him that, which is ridiculous, then yeah, this is not good. Bro, he's not ready yet. He's 19. He's not ready to come in and be Chelsea number one. He's definitely the plan, by the way, is definitely for Penders to be the long-term one. It's just what we do until he's ready. Is that Simon Johnson thing true? Where was that? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it is true. Nah, I mean, that's his opinion, fair enough, but I massively disagree with that. Sanchez has no right to be the Chelsea number one. No right to be the number one. No right whatsoever. And if people are doing up Sanchez prop because they think a couple of decent performances over the last few games of the season means that he's a good goalkeeper, this team will go absolutely... Bro, what are you talking about? An all-time bad campaign? Are you joking? Are you joking? I mean, I don't know what you were watching. Bro, he's absolutely earned the number one spot. He wasn't even given an opportunity to challenge for the number one shirt. Sanchez should not be the number one at all. Bro, I know. This is the problem. 6 games and people think, oh my God, Sanchez is amazing. And they ignore the fact that he's an absolute liability and cost us so many points last season. People can say, look at stats. The only stat that I care about is how many goals this guy cost us. And no goalkeeper made more errors in the Premier League leading to goals than Robert Sanchez. You can run me your Sanchez save percentage stats. I don't give a fuck. The only stat that matters to me is that this bold fraud made the most errors leading to goals in the Premier League and is an absolute liability. And people are doing up save percentage stats for Sanchez. No, I'm sorry. It's mental. It is absolutely mental. There's surely no way anyone in this chat thinks that Chelsea are progressing with Robert Sanchez as their number one goalkeeper next season. We're going nowhere. Robert Sanchez is not a top goalkeeper. Look at all the top teams that win big trophies. And none of them are winning big trophies with a player as shit as Robert Sanchez. It's not happening. It is embarrassing that we've gone from the Petrovics and the Thibaut Courtois, and now we have got Robert Sanchez as number one. It's embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. It's beyond the disgrace. Beyond the disgrace. Robert Sanchez playing UCL football. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. You know, I'm fully aware that Sanchez has got a good save percentage and he did some good performances last season and made some top saves, which did save us some points. However, over the course of a season, over the course of a time, over the course of the 2 years that he's been here, he is a net negative on this team. And I won't let any stats with any save percentage stats change my mind on that. I won't let any save percentage stats change my mind on that. Mate, I don't know where it's coming from. I really don't. But this guy, seriously. By the way, people, keep smashing the likes. Well over 200 in the building. Keep running it up. Chat. We need to get this to 150 likes minimum. So we've got another 20 to go, so keep smashing it. Probably 4 or 5, I would say. But Petrovic topped multiple stats in Europe's top 5 leagues last season in terms of his goalkeeping. Yes, okay, Sanchez had a good save percentage in the Premier League. But Sanchez is a net negative. Every single person in the stadium gets nervous when he's on the ball. The defence don't trust him, and the crowd don't trust him, and he makes people very, very nervous. Yeah, exactly. He made 2 errors there. He cost us both goals in that Brighton game. But because Palmer did a madness and bailed us out, no one speaks about it. I don't think so. Yes, in spite of Sanchez, not because of him. In spite of Sanchez. In spite of him. Yeah, at least 4 games he cost us. At least. Bro, I'd rather start Penders over Sanchez in the first game of next season. 100%. 100%. Bro, he's a calamity. Absolute calamity. Bro, it's so obvious they don't trust him. They're also nervous when he plays in goal. You can see it. When you're in the stadium, you can feel it. They don't trust him. I hope so. I really hope so. Because, yeah, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. I honestly cannot wait for the day that this guy leaves Chelsea Football Club. Because we are being held back every game that he's in goal. Every game that he's in goal. He's not good enough. I don't understand why people are allowing a few good saves and a few decent performances in the last few games to cloud over what he's done in the 2 seasons he's been here. He's been not good enough by an absolute country mile. Nowhere near good enough. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not manager, because I don't rate Robert Sanchez. I mean, I honestly cannot believe how people think Sanchez is a net positive. They're on the wind up. They're on the wind up. Mate, both of them. Both of them. I could easily say, if he doesn't make the error against Man City, then we probably get a point. If he doesn't make the errors that he's made in those games, we'd have more points. So that you can't say that a penalty he saved in September or October means we wouldn't be in the Champions League. Like that's just a ridiculous sort of point to try and make. if that Bournemouth game was in the last few games, then sure. Yeah, conceded a penalty at Old Trafford. Remember when he just came down and just sliced down Højlund? Yeah, now I know you're trolling. Now I know this is just a joke. I will be. Mate, we already did this the other day. I brought up the stats for the last 4 seasons. I think since the 17-18 season, and Maignan is better than Sanchez in every single metric since the 17-18 season. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Because the stats don't show that Sanchez is better than Maignan. They simply do not show that. So I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing here. But anyway, I'm moving. Bro, I forget everything this guy does. Well, they're gone. Obviously, not interested. Maybe we come back. Maybe we come back. No, I didn't bring it again. Absolute nonsense. They're the stats taken from the Athletic, from the website, from the Athletic article, and they would have got their stats from wherever they get the stats from. So if you want to discredit the Athletic, who will get their stats from the official stat place, then that's fine. Then that's absolutely fine. Anyway, I'm done with this Sanchez shit. Bro, it's the highest in the league. It's the highest in the league. Anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's get this guy off the screen because it's pissing me off. What else were we saying, chat? What else were we saying? I think there was a few other bits. We had the Petrovic thing there. I haven't got a problem with Petrovic thinking he should be number 1. He should be a number 1. Oh yeah, we need to finish off. We need to get the Penders thing as well. So they are very scared on Penders of doing anything that requires him to go out on loan for 3 years on the trot, because I think they're mindful of what happened with Courtois and Chelsea, where he came back to Chelsea and actually felt no attachment. I mean, did Courtois Christian Folk Bomber? Wow, Bomber. Let's get this Bomber up. Chelsea open talks with Stuttgart for striker Nick Woltemade. Let's have a look what he's saying. What's Christian Folk saying? Chelsea have submitted inquiries to Nick Woltemade's management team. There have been talks. The Londoners have been monitoring the striker for some time. Chelsea inquired about the contract until 2028 and were informed that there is no clause for an early transfer. Atletico Madrid are also interested in the striker. So there we go. I mean, I don't know how much of a bomber it is. It's pretty similar to what we were saying earlier, but he's a Bundesliga expert. He's a Bundesliga expert. Yeah, I don't know, chap. I don't know. It will be interesting to see, guys. It will be interesting to see. I mean, I'm not. Well, yes, essentially, he's 6'6". Yes, so yeah. But he's a good footballer. He's a good footballer. I don't know who he works for, but yeah. I mean, is it a bomber? it doesn't say anything about price. It doesn't say anything about price. Yeah, it says nothing about price. I mean, he scored 5 less goals, sorry, than Ekitike last season in all competitions. But he scored more goals per 90. 0.44 compared to Ekitike's less goals, sorry. Less XG per 90, sorry. Minutes per goal, Woltemade 119, Ekitike 165. So he's scoring more frequently than him. Yeah, set piece again, ole ole. Maybe one of them. Set piece again, ole ole. Set piece again. Set piece again. No, I think he could, bro. I actually think he could. But yeah, no, it's not that much of a bomber. Not that much of a bomber, chat. Let's get this Penders stuff back up though. I mean, I don't know if it's a worry that if he spends 3 years on loan somewhere, that he's not going to feel an attachment. I don't know, because that's going to be each to their own, isn't it? In terms of like personality of the player, it is going to be each to their own in that sense. Because not everyone's going to feel the same. Not everyone's going to feel the same. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, he is a proper striker, but again, he's also someone that can play multiple striking roles, and that is clearly what Chelsea are looking for. That's clearly what they're looking for. But yeah, Penders, Strasbourg this season. And then we see, I wouldn't be surprised, chat, if Penders goes Strasbourg this season, and then the following season, the 26-27 season, I suspect that Penders could be in the frame. I suspect he could be in the frame. By the way, guys, keep smashing the likes. We're literally 7 short of 150. Let's get there, chat. And keep subscribing if you're new around here. We're still over 200 in the building, which is fantastic. 231. So run it up, run it up. Don't see us going back in for him, but you never know. Bro, we were never seriously in for Osimhen. We were never in for Gyökeres. So it's not, we haven't really gone from those two to him. But I get the point that you're making, but that isn't really the case. I think it would be all right. I don't think it would be bad business. I don't think it would be bad business at all, chat. So we see, but yeah, but Penders, yeah, I get Chelsea's concerns, but again, it'll be very much a player-by-player basis. But goalkeepers are not ready, at 19 to be in goal. How many young goalkeepers do you see playing for a top team? You don't see many, do you? You don't see many. So yeah, that is going to be interesting because you definitely don't see many, chat. You definitely don't see many. But yeah, Penders, that's what I think the plan is. Chelsea are looking for someone to basically plug the gap until they feel Penders is ready, which is why Manyan makes sense. He comes in for 3 seasons or whatever, and then by that point, hopefully Penders is ready. That's ideally what you're looking for, and that's why Manyan made sense. That's why a move for Manyan 100% made sense, chat. But we'll see. He must be on more than 9K, surely. He must be. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Mark Guehi would improve the team. He's top class. Only weaknesses in the air. Yeah, I would be on board with getting Mark Guehi in as regular viewers of the channel know. But I know it's all gone a bit quiet on Mark Guehi as well. It's all gone a bit quiet on Mark Guehi as well. So we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see on that one. But I think Jarell Hato is more important. Yep. You know, Penders on loan at Strasbourg this year, and then next season, the 26-27 season, Penders comes in to learn from Magic Mike. Yeah, would have been great. It would have been great, but yeah, obviously that's not what's happened. That's not what happened, chat. That's not what happened. Was Czech 21 when we signed him? Yeah, I don't know if it's impossible to say whether Penders is on a similar level to those two, but I would be, yeah, I'd be surprised if he was. I mean, I would be surprised if he was. I mean, he could be, but I personally don't think so. I personally don't think so. I think with 1 year left on his contract, I think you can get Mark Guehi for 50 million. I think you get him for 50 mil, Mark Guehi. Yeah, I think I would as well. I think I would as well. I think I absolutely would. I 100% would. Yeah, yeah. Let's stop sharing that. But yeah, Penders not ready yet, but I understand why Chelsea might have similar thoughts in regards to that. In regards, you know, having that concern, I appreciate that. Yeah, they did. There are a few exceptions, chat. But what I'm saying is, it's not a common thing. It's not a common thing. It isn't common, chat. That's the point that I'm getting at, is that, yeah, this is not a common occurrence. Not a common occurrence at all. Yes, bro, we've just been through that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, no, he looks decent, bro. He looks decent. I mean, yeah, Strand Larsen again is another good player as well. And it is going to be interesting to see what direction we go in. It will be interesting to see what direction we go in. If we were to do a deal for Woltemade, right, I'd be fascinated to see how the dynamic would be between Woltemade, Delap, and Jackson. That would be very, very interesting. Yeah, bro, this, like, Penders, if Penders comes in, he needs to be understudied to a senior keeper for at least a year. At least a year. He would need to be understudy. But yeah, obviously we haven't got that right now. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that. Absolutely wait and see on that one, chap. I mean, Ekitike's profile probably suits us more. But the price is very off-putting, and we shouldn't be paying it. We shouldn't be paying it at all. Yeah, it's amazing. It is sick. That is absolutely class. Absolutely class. But yeah, chat. By the way, keep smashing those likes. Let's get this to 160, 170 likes if we can. We are on 154 at the moment, and please keep pressing that subscribe button. Road to 20k, but we are closing in on that 17k mark, chat. So let's keep pushing for that. Any new subscriber is greatly appreciated. All support means a lot, guys. So please subscribe if you're new around it and introduce yourself in the chat. Yes, big up, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. I don't really know. I mean, Mignan was really a very, very good choice. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, hopefully maybe we can do something for Guehi later on. I don't really know, but yeah, it would be a shame to miss out. I don't know if they are or not. I don't know if they are or not. But yeah, just in general, like conversation with Guehi has been very, very quiet recently, chat. Very, very quiet. So yeah, we got to wait and see. Yeah, Woltemade scores goals, guys. He scores goals. He absolutely scores goals. So yeah, that is an issue. He's a goal scorer. He knows how to find the back of the net. So yeah, we wait and see on that. We wait and see on that. Tossing, bro? Are you serious? Guehi is miles better than Tosin. Surely that must have been a typo. Surely. So we'll see. We will see, chat. What else is going on? What else is going on here? Yeah, yeah, bro. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we tried to do that. Are we close to any deals? I think Gittens is close. That will get done at some point soon. That'll get done some point soon. But I would say that's the one that we're closest on. Oh, I mean, I'm not really surprised that the US are losing a lot of games. Yeah, obviously it's not going particularly well for Poch out there at the moment, and I can't really say, guys, that I'm too surprised about it. Bro, we're not going to be spending 70 million on him. Guehi's not going for 70 million with 1 year left on his contract. You're talking more like 50. I'm talking more like 50. Yeah, they're on their way now. They're on their way now. They are airborne now, I would imagine. So yeah, they're on the way to the States now. So yeah, first game's Monday, by the way, as well, guys. First game is Monday. By the way, chat, would you be interested in watch-alongs for the Club World Cup games? Let me know now. Would you be interested in watch-alongs for the Club World Cup games? No, by the way, no, I'm not saying Tosin was bad last year, but Guehi's a miles better player than Tosin is. Miles better player than Tosin is. But yeah, chat, let me know if you'd be interested in watch-alongs for the Club World Cup games. And then we might do, obviously, probably not for a 2 a.m. UK time, but I think a couple of the group stage games are 8 p.m. UK. Yeah, two of the Club World Cup games in the group are 8 p.m. UK, and then one of them is a 2 a.m. job in the UK, which is shit. We'll run some, chat. We'll definitely run some. Definitely for the 8 p.m. games. 8 p.m. is fine, evening time UK. But yeah, 2 a.m. is diabolical. Yeah, it's some of the games will be on Channel 5 and all of them are on DAZN, but they're free to air on DAZN. They're free to air on DAZN, so you just need to create an account and then you're sorted. And then you are sorted. Yeah, we'll chat. We'll run a watch along then. We'll run a watch along for those 8 p.m. games. And I'd imagine the knockout stage matches will be a far more respectable, that there'll be better times for Europe, I would have thought. I wouldn't have thought we'd be seeing big knockout games 2 a.m., but you never know. Maybe we will. I think so. I think the first one's on Channel 5. I mean, if it's a big game, potentially, but probably not. I mean, maybe the final and the semi-finals I could do, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, semi-finals or final. Yeah, we could run it. We could run it, bro. I can't remember the last time I turned on Channel 5. I mean, who even watches Channel 5 anymore? Who the fuck watches Channel 5? Mental. Absolutely mental, chat. Who is watching? Didn't they used to sell? Didn't they? I mean, not that I watched it. Didn't they used to show Neighbours on Channel 5? They definitely used to show Neighbours on Channel 5. But yeah, chat. I'm going to round this one out here. Maybe we'll have to run it back. Maybe we have to run it back on Channel 5. But yeah, anyway, chat. We're gonna wrap this one up here. Big love for all the support as always, people. It's greatly appreciated. Big love to each and every single one of you. Make sure you smash the likes on the way out. We're on 163. Let's get this to 170 likes on the way out, chat. So smash that like button. Please subscribe if you are new around here as well. Road to 20k. We're closing in on 17k. Every new subscriber will really help. But yeah, smash the likes, subscribe. Big love for the support. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are, guys. If anything major happens, I'll be back later. If not, I will see all you lot tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, and we're out. Love.